so at one point we did cover publishing ebooks on KDP. Now we want to cover, why is my bar always in the way? It's always in the way. And then I cannot, okay, I'm going to do this. I'm going to do, why does it not let me do this? It's so annoying. Okay.
So you're just giving a cliffhanger and then you're letting our
I know, I was letting you go. I'm worried if I get out of this that it will, okay, I'm just gonna, Katie, no, come on, folks.
So basically what CJ didn't say, guys, sorry.
I didn't say.
Is we're going to look into paperback today because we've done a lot of things around ebooks, but we also get a lot of questions around paperback. So let's go into paperback and go a little bit more in details of the questions and the differences with ebook.
Right.
So, okay, go.
Okay, so we already did the ebook setup for this. So you would just go in and click on that. Oh, come on, create, sorry. If you already have one, you could hit link existing one, but if you don't already have one, then you will come in here and set this up. This, hopefully, it will populate. Usually what it will do is it will take everything that you did, like within details, it will take what you did with the ebook and it will transfer it over to the paperback. I'm not sure quite why it didn't do it this way, but usually it should do that. So it's the same process as far as your book title. And then if you want the subtitle, I can never spell when I'm on the spot like this. If you want to add the series title, like create a whole new series and manage it from there, you can. We've talked about the edition number. If any of this is new to you, by the way, and you missed the ebook, how you print or how you upload things for ebook and how you fill that out, we've done a call. Just go back and research it, just watch it, because we explain in depth what the edition number is, the things that you need to add for the primary author, you know, contributors, and then the things that you need to add in here. So I don't want to necessarily cover all of that since we did that in a last class. We kind of want to cover the things that are specific to, sorry, I'm just putting stuff in there, otherwise it won't let me go, that are specific to paperbacks for print books. So again, you're going to say, yeah, did you want to say something, Virginia?
Yeah, I just want to let Patty know because I don't want her to be to get lost. So she started on her bookshelf. She went into one of the book that she already published, the ebook that she published, and she's adding a paperback version.
Mm-hmm. So in fact, I can go back if you need me to. Let me just let me just save and continue. Since I did that pretty fast, I can go back.
I think she's good. I think she's good. I think she's good.
Okay, good. Yeah, so this is your bookshelf. This is considered the bookshelf area. Now we're just doing this apparently. Continue to set up. And then just going through here, you'll put in your keywords. Since it says optional, I'm not going to add it in there, but it's generally just the same information that you put in your ebook. It should transfer over. I think because I did another area, I created an ebook in another area. That's why what I did in the ebook area didn't transfer and populate automatically in the paperback, but it will for you. So just remember that most of that will transfer over. Choosing the categories, again, just choose the closest ones that you can that are going to work for you. This is fairy tales, whoopsie. And then if you have some questions on categories, we've done a couple of videos on those and how to choose them and also how many you can use and who to contact. So, and then of course, if you have questions about that now, we can go into more detail. And then it's going to ask you about adult content. No, it's fine. It doesn't have adult content in it. So you'd hit save and continue. Oh, did I not do it right? Oh, what errors? What? Oh, I should have put the author name. Sorry about that, guys. I was trying to skip all the stuff that we've already covered. There we go. Okay.
Mercedes, we're doing paperback today. We're going.
Yeah, this is, we wanted to, mainly the paperback details. It's going to be the same thing, exactly what you did with the ebook version. So if you're still foggy and a little bit confused on that, you can go back and watch the video where we touched on everything we did in the ebook version. This is where things get a little different. When we move from details to actual content, then you can choose whether to get a free ISBN from Amazon and just have it assigned to you, or you would click on this and you would use your own. Now, since ISBN laws are different for different countries, we encourage you to research that if that's something you want to do, because depending on the rules for specific countries, I mean, I know that Virginia can talk about like what's applicable for Australia and New Zealand, right? Do you know, Virginia?
Yep. So you need to apply for and get ISBN from the country where you're based in. So where your company is, or your company is operating in. So for us, for me, it's in Australia. For some, and I've also done some research for people who are in New Zealand, and it changes. So for example, if you're in the UK, or in most of the European countries, you can just Google ISBN barcode agency, and that will take you to the local ISBN agency where you can buy ISBN in bulk or in just one, or in bulk, or whatever way you want to buy. For some places it's free. From other places it's paid. If you're buying ISBN in the US, it's definitely paid. And you go to the what's the
It's called Bowker.
Bowker.
So
BOWKER.
BOWKER.
Yeah. So that's for the US. So you go there and you're going to enter your information. If you're selling as a company, you enter your information, the information of your company. For the people who are in the UK, they're going to go to a website called Nielsen's. You just Google ISBN UK and you should be able to find that. And then for Australia, there's also a agency in Australia where you can buy ISBN. For New Zealand, it looks a little bit more manual. So you need to contact them, and then you might start buying one ISBN, and then once you establish the trust with them, then you're going to start to be able to buy more ISBN. And let's go back to the beginning, because what's the purpose of buying an ISBN? If you're just selling on Amazon, don't worry about it. Just use get a free KDP ISBN, and that's it. But if later on, if you want to sell on other platforms like Ingram Spark or Draft to Digital, you have to have your own ISBN, and you can't get one for free. You need to buy one from the official agency with ISBN. So I think it's a bit of a we're set tracking a bit here. Don't worry about it right now. Just if you're just starting and publishing on Amazon, just get a free KDP ISBN and you'll be good to go.
Right. Yeah. You can always worry about buying another one down the road. If you decide to go.
And also don't worry if you're doing paperback, because you're getting a free KDP ISBN. That ISBN number will automatically print it on your cover.
Yeah, it automatically populates. You can actually see it when you look at it. We'll actually show that. So we'll, let's pretend we're going to assign one. You can use a free, okay. Assign that to this blank one. I'm sure I'll use this someday. We'll put the publishing date, sure, let's say it's today. Okay, this is where you're going to decide your trim size, okay? And you're also going to decide interior. So there are a couple of different options here. You can do, when it says black and white interior with cream paper, what it means is you're using black ink, and the cream paper is the color of the paper. Now, when logistically speaking, there's really either way you can do white paper or cream paper. I like cream paper because my eyes are super sensitive. For whatever reason, when I read books and the page is bright white, it bothers my eyes. That's the only reason why I use cream paper. So it's a personal preference. It's completely up to you. I just do those in that particular color. So you could either have it in white paper or cream paper. There's standard color interior with white paper. So this is more affordable and suitable for most books with color. So this is what it will look like if you do it that way. This would probably be like for children's chapter books if you have images. So it's more affordable than just the regular premium color option. They actually, this is new actually. They only ever had the premium color interior for chapter books for children and things like that. And it's just so expensive. So it would actually be really interesting to see what that would be. And you don't have to keep it, by the way. Once you lay everything out, it will actually calculate what your printing costs would be at the bottom before you know, everything's set in stone once you publish, but you could just take a look and see what that looks like if you want to see the difference.
Actually,
For whatever reason, have images.
This is a good exercise. Can we do a comparison between the? Yeah, because
Absolutely.
I know that some of our members are doing books with more illustrations in there. So I just want to see what kind of price difference we're talking about.
Okay. All righty. Sounds good. It's going to depend also on size. So you can come in here and mess around a little bit with like size differences. Your standard size for regular novels, nonfiction books, it's going to be 6x9. That looks, no, do I have it? Let's see if I have a book. No, that's okay. This is not 6x9. This is a workbook. This is 8x11, possibly 8x10. So a few of you were a little confused because you thought that the standard was 8x10, 8x11. That's not. That's going to be a workbook size. Oh, here we go. Okay, this is 6x9. Okay, so that's the size that you're going to want for a regular book. Now, some folks, if you're doing shorter 30,000 word books, then the next size I would recommend is this one. That's a little bit common. If you want it to look just a little bit thicker, then it will make it smaller and a few more pages. But you know, compare again the printing cost. Do you make more money profit wise if you go 6x9 or if you do the other one? And then it offers you all of these standard trim sizes, and you can test them out and see how you feel. You know, that would be a workbook size, that one as well. So I would also just kind of do a little research on the type of book that you are doing, whether it's a journal or diary, low content books. Those have different specific sizings. You could just, you know, Google it and see what they say as far as like the general standard for those types of books. But I would recommend 6x9. And then you're going to want to do no bleed. Basically just don't let you don't want your text to go all the way to the end or all the way into the gutter margins. Bleed, for most people, they usually do it with full images or children's books. Then it makes more sense to do the bleed on that. So I would stick to no bleed, but again, it's a personal preference. See what it looks like to you. You could try both and look at it in the previewer. That's completely up to you. Matte means that it doesn't have a glossy finish on the outside. It's just a matte cover. It feels it does not feel silky smooth. So that's up to you. Personal preference. It's whatever you like. From here, we're going to upload a manuscript. Let's see, what did I have here before? I think it was My Fair Assassin, but I'm not sure.
So what are you figuring this out? I see there's a lot of conversation going on in the chat box. Guys, if you have a question that's related to this topic that we're doing right now, put the questions in the Q&A so that I can go over your questions. Otherwise, it's just gonna be, there's too many things going on. I can't keep up. It's going too fast for me. So if you have any questions related to this topic, put them in the Q&A chat box. And if I haven't answered to your Q&A chat box, it's because I want to read out that question so that everyone can hear the answer. So don't worry, I'm getting there. Yeah, so, and Lauren is trying to keep an eye in the chat box, but I just want to let you know that I'm not going to be able to, we're not going to be able to cover all your questions in the chat box. So questions related to paperback, put them in the Q&A box, please.
And I apologize. Sometimes I feel like it's a crapshoot with Amazon. Some days they are really quick with uploading stuff. Other days they are not. And it seems specifically slow with print books. So maybe we just answer some questions right now while we're waiting for this to upload. Oh, is that not working? Oh, there we go. Okay. Yay. Okay. Oh, wait, did it not work? Oh, no, it did. Okay, canceling. Okay, so they're processing that. Now you've got two choices. I had tried to show you in the last one how you could actually just take your ebook cover if you didn't have a paperback and use it here. And it didn't show so well in the other one. So I'll show it to you really because it wasn't meant for a paperback with that ebook. So I'll show this real quick, what you can do. If you're trying to save money and you don't want to also pay for a paperback book, then you could do it this way. Come on. Okay, from my computer. Let's see. I'm trying to find out. I'm sorry, guys. Okay, here we go. Is that it?
Okay, let me go while you're doing your tech stuff.
Yes.
Laura, I'm going to come back to your question just in a moment. Shantanu, I hope I'm pronouncing your name right. We're not looking into low content books and open source books today. So, but we covered it previously. You can find all the previous weekly recordings in your member area under the tab KPI weekly calls, and all the calls are in there. Steph, yeah, we covered previously pen names. We start, not all the weekly calls had a heading. That's part of my to-do list, Steph. I need to add all of them. So we've been doing that for the past, I think a couple of months, but I haven't done that since the beginning. So it is on my list. I promise I'm going to get there before the end of the year. I'm really, really sorry. It's just, I just have a lot of going on. But we've covered things on pen name. So basically, let me just go really quickly. So when you write a book, you can use your real name or you can use a pen name, and that can be a name that you just make up, anything, and that's fine. Is it still loading? Okay.
Yeah, I don't know why it's so slow today. We're dealing with monsoon season over here, and there's a thunderstorm outside, so I'm not sure if that has anything to do with the internet or what's going on, or if it's just Amazon, because I feel like this happens every single time I try to do print stuff with Amazon. So okay. I know.
Let me just keep going here. Leah, reminder, how do we go back to fill in the gaps of learning? Where specifically? So I think for all of you, especially the one who are just starting, I would go really just follow the training videos and go one by one. And once I've watched one, I'm going to apply what's been taught in that video, and before I move on to the next one. And the weekly call is it's just what it is. We're going to cover a specific topic on a question that come up a lot in the questions that we receive in our inbox. So watch the training video, watch one at a time, apply what you've learned, and then move on to the next one. And then if you have any questions while you're watching that training video, send us an email at kpi@blueskyamazon.com. So the training videos are all in your KPI course. So when you sign up, you should have a login to access to your KPI member area, and that's where you can find all the course training videos. Is
This
it on?
is ready to go. Yeah.
Okay,
Guys,
perfect.
by the way, don't ever do these. I always do this first one because it's the only thing that allows me to put my front cover image that I've uploaded, my ebook image, right there. And then it basically just designs the spine and the back for me. So I could include an author pick if I wanted to, or I could take that out. I could include the author bio right here if I wanted to. Just take that out. Right here, you're going to delete this and add your book description in there, maybe some references. And then this is the barcode area where they're going to automatically insert whatever ISBN they gave you for free. Okay. So they leave that right there. And then if you wanted to, you could edit things if that didn't look very pretty to you. Maybe you choose a different font. See, my title's a bit cursive-y, so maybe I want to go with that. Sure. And then we'll keep that there. And then what's really nice about this, what I like about this, even though there's not a crazy fun design that matches, the back, or you can't do really complex things, what I do like about this is that it will adjust the spine according to your page count, no matter what. So if I decide later on to add, which I did actually, I recently added about 8 chapters to this book because it was 30,000 words and they wanted Jareth's perspective. So instead of it just being from Krista's perspective, I alternated points of view and added chapters in there. And so my page count changed. And usually when you get a paperback with someone else, they have to size the spine. They need to know exactly how many pages you have because they have to size the spine correctly. When you use this, the nice thing about it is that it doesn't ever matter how many times you change the pages. This will automatically adjust to fit your needs since it's a creator tool on KDP. So I found that invaluable because then I don't have to keep buying, new ebooks or pay $15 to adjust the size. It's a little perk. It's not a big deal. If you're a fan of really nice designs on the back, then maybe this isn't for you. But as a beginner saving money, it might help. So I just wanted you to know that. And you can have things auto fit on here. And then if you think that that looks great and you love it, then you would just, let's move that. Okay. You would just hit save. And then you could always preview it. With these little things, it will let you know. See, this is a JPEG. So it was not originally a print document, which would have been a PDF file. Usually ebooks are a JPEG file, and that's for an image. That's for a picture. When you're working with print books, any images that you have on the cover and the actual print cover needs to be a PDF file, which means it's printable. So because I used a JPEG file, this is an image instead, it's telling me that what I really need to do is up this a bit. And if you ever have issues with that, I can actually do a really quick tutorial to teach you how to fix the resolution on there. I'll make a note of that and put that in to your resources here as well, because we wanted to do a few video tutorials to add to help you guys out with some of these things. I don't think that it being 7 off is going to make a huge difference, to be honest with you, but you could fix that resolution so that it doesn't show up grainy or blurry. It'll let you know if there's a problem. And then let's say you fixed it. Let's say it's telling me to replace this with the actual stuff. But then you would just hit preview. Okay, so you hit save. If you made any changes, you'd hit preview. It would show you what it looks like. It's telling me to fix it because it wants me to add these things. But then it would take you to the preview. You'd see the entire book. And if you were good, then you would hit, okay, save, I want to move on. And then if you wanted to fix it or start over, you could always hit start over. And you could do that as well. So I just wanted you to see that. Okay. Okay, let's go back. Let's go back. Okay. Does anybody have any questions about that little tool?
Yeah.
It's not meant for a lot of designs, okay, guys? It's just meant for you to put that ebook cover right there and just do, you know, pick a font for your spine and then just add the appropriate things to the back. It's not going to do crazy elaborate things. It's just very simple.
So how you upload that cover? So you can't upload from your computer, you can upload from your Dropbox, you can upload from, do you have can you go on the upload and then show them how to?
Yes, so if you wanted to go launching cover creator.
No.
Is that what you were asking?
No, that's if you use a cover creator, but the other one where you already have the cover done.
Oh, you already have the cover done. Got it. Got it. Okay, then you would click on this one and you would say, I already have my paperback, and then you would upload the PDF print ready file of the whole thing.
And then it's going to take you to different locations, and you can just choose Dropbox if that's what you want to do. Yeah, instead of your computer. Mm-hmm. So, okay. Sandra is asking, when preparing to see how your book looks, will it actually show what it would look like in print form? Because this was where I thought I was seeing what it would look like, and got a print version that started new chapters on the back side of our left side of the page, which is not what I wanted. I couldn't see that until I pay for and receive a print copy.
Okay. Yeah, but another thing that you can do with the formatting, if you don't have any blank pages within your PDF, within your print copy that they give you, there's something wrong, because inevitably there's going to be at least one chapter where a blank page needed to be inserted to push it over to the right-hand side. All of your chapters need to start on the right-hand side. So if you don't see any blank pages within the book, then you need to not pay your formatter yet. In fact, you can even just tell them right away, I want the chapters on the right side. So just that's a heads up for future. But yes, there is a place here where you can click Launch Previewer, and it will allow you to do that. So, and I'm not sure how long this is going to take, but I'll just click that right now.
Yep. So this, every single new chapter start on the right hand. It is not a set in stone rules. You might still get your book approved by KDP, but it's just the best practice in the publishing industry.
Yeah.
I got that question a fair bit. So Sandra, let's just upload the thing.
Why is it doing this? Why? There's a problem processing your cover. Please check your file and try again. Oh, these people. You know what? I'm going to go out just a bit.
Yeah. Okay.
I'm going to go out and
let's try. We can see preview again. Sandra, we're going to try it again and see if we can actually see the preview. I will come back to that. Sorry, I just got onto the Zoom, had technical difficulty, just started modules on course. How do I catch up with what has been said in this call? Susan, my advice is really don't worry so much about those weekly calls, because they are not necessarily in the order. You also all join at different time, and you're also at the different stages. So what I would do is I would go into the actually core training videos, and I watch one by one, implement what I learned. And then if I have spare time, I go to the KPI course, and there's a tab called KPI weekly call. and there's all the previous calls we've done. You can find all the recordings in there. I think that's going to be less overwhelming because those weekly calls are not in the order, and you might feel overwhelmed. So I don't want you to feel overwhelmed. So focus on the core training videos and then look into the weekly calls if you need to. How did you go? So
It's working. For some reason, I don't know what's going on with Amazon. It's saying errors and stuff like that. And I'm like, why are you doing this? Why? So I'm trying to figure out why. I'm just going to hit save and continue and see if it'll let me move, because I've already got all of this uploaded. So we've demonstrated it. I would just like to be able to launch this sucker so you guys can see what that looks like. Here we go. Okay. So we've got the ISBN. This is what I chose. Oh, that's not what I chose. Oh, those stinkers. Okay. This is what I chose. Have that up there, have the cover. And I did it in the, print ready thing. Okay. So let's launch this and see how long it takes. Hopefully it won't take too long, but we can answer more questions as we go.
Beth, you can't download a template in the cover creator to use in Photoshop. No, it's whatever you do, it's in here. It's on this platform. Otherwise, you just have to go on Photoshop and start from scratch. And actually, I don't think people who are doing book cover are using Photoshop. What software do they use? Do you know?
Yeah, there's InDesign. There is Adobe. Some people use that. A lot of people use Vellum. Some people use Scrivener. Some people will use Word to actually format the book. Why is this?
No, not the book, the cover.
The cover, yeah, they'll oh yeah, so no, that they won't use that. So mainly you're just looking at like GIMP, GIMP. That's a way to design stuff. But a lot of people really like InDesign.
Yeah,
so,
I heard InDesign a lot.
Why is this? Virginia hates me. It doesn't want to do that.
See you guys.
Keep asking questions. I'll just keep trying to open stuff.
This is live, and as you can see, we're just having issues as you guys might sometimes have, and then you just have to try several times. And if it doesn't work, give KDP support a call because they are the best people who can help you with any of those technical issues. They can get into your account. They can check stuff for you. Okay. Do you upload the PDF, PSD, or JPEG to Cover Creator? So if you use KDP Cover Creator, it will automatically upload the right format. If you're using if you're uploading a cover that you have yourself outside of the KDP Cover Creator, then you need to upload a PDF. So like this, this is a PDF file because it needs to be something that can be printed. For Cover Creator, it's going to adjust as needed, but it is going to ask for an image, which is a JPEG file. So that's what you would need for Cover Creator, but you would have to make sure that it follows the pixels per inch. So that one said 300 and mine was 293. So it recommended 300 so it wouldn't be blurry. It'll tell you what's wrong, and then you can just up the resolution a bit. And I can do little tutorials to show you guys how to do that. It's not hard. It takes 5 seconds. You download a free software, and then you can quickly improve the resolution if it needs it. So I don't want anyone to freak out about that. It is super easy, so no worries there. Okay, so hold on a second. So that's the preview, isn't it? Yep, this is the book preview right here. If you have issues, it will tell you. Like it will tell you, like if there's a sizing issue with your cover, it will say your book is this size, but it needs to be this size. And then you can go back to your cover designer and say, Amazon says it needs to be this size, like give them the exact things. It'll just let you know if it has any issues or any problems so that you can know exactly what you need to fix. From there, then you just go in and you take a look at the pages to see, is everything looking okay?
This, by the way, is the only thing that will ever be on the left-hand side, or should be, is the copyright page, okay? And then you'll have table of contents, and then chapter 1. And I recommend that you go through each page. Sometimes you'll catch a mistake. Maybe there's a weird space somewhere. So, you know, don't pay yet until you're able to upload it here and launch it and preview it. You know, review what your formatter has done so that if you do notice any issues, you can tell them right away and they can fix them. It's better to do that than to have to go back after you've paid for everything and then have to essentially do another revision that you'll again have to pay for. So it's just better to go through it and look at every page. So that's the way that it would look, and that's how sometimes it will say you had markup right here. That would be a formatter issue if it says something like that through here. So just make sure you tell your formatter everything that it's saying so that they can fix it, okay? And then go ahead.
Yeah, so Sandra, if you are listening, I don't know where you are in the chat. I just can't keep up. But check if that's what you're seeing. If not, that's what you should be seeing.
What was the original question that she didn't have?
I think
the chapters were on the wrong page.
No, I think she checked. She launched the preview.
Okay.
And it wasn't showing. Hold on, I'm going back to her question. When preparing to see how your book looks, will it actually show what it will look like in print form? So the question, the answer is yes. That's what it should look like when it's printed. Mm-hmm. Because this was where I thought I was seeing what it would look like, and got a print version that started new chapters on the back side of our left side of the page, which is not what I wanted. And I couldn't see that until I paid for and receive a print copy. So
then you need to let Amazon know, because it should be exactly what is seen here. If they're printing this chapter on this side and you already had a blank page right there, then, you know, go into your launch previewer again, take a look and see what it looks like in here, and take a screenshot. And then, you know, let them know, hey, what happened here? You guys made a mistake. Essentially, that's the printing problem. That's Amazon being glitchy with their printing press, because they should have followed exactly what was in the file. If there was a blank page right here, then there should have been a blank page in your manuscript. So I would call them and ask them what happened there, and then just double check to make sure you actually did have a blank page right here before the chapter started. Okay.
Okay. And if say you realize there's something that's wrong, like say this chapter 1 is supposed to, sorry, chapter 2 should be starting on the right and then it's actually on the left, what do you do?
If you see that this is over here, tell your formatter, go through the entire thing and let them know that what you're dealing with is, you know, these pages need to be moved. So they need to figure that out. So just tell them, hey, all of the chapters need to start on the right side, not the left. That's all you got to tell them, that it needs to be fixed, and they'll have to go figure that out.
Okay. What's that free software that you mentioned to resize to the correct?
It is called GIMP, G-I-M-P. It's a free software that you download, and you just upload your image, and then I'm trying to remember, it's just a little tab that says resize. So you just click on the resize tab, go down to scale image. Are you getting all this, Lauren? I'm sorry. Sometimes Lauren can't, sorry, I'm trying to talk a little slower. So you go to like the resize area and go down that drop down menu, hit scale image, and it will show you kind of like the size of the actual image. You don't need to worry about that. You need to worry about what's at the bottom, which is resolution. And you just change the resolution to 300. Okay, 300 on both of the little spaces that are there. And I know not being able to see it visually is a problem, which is why I will, you know, I'll do a little video and record that today, so that I can give that to Virginia, and we can get that in there to help you guys.
We're going to add that in your in the KPI core course. I'm going to find a place where it's actually an appropriate place.
Mhm. Yeah.
Okay, what Kindle previewer do you guys use? I'm getting my book formatted at the moment, and they asked me to install Amazon's Kindle previewer to review, but the app took over my laptop
Oh,
and mucked
that's
a
odd.
heck of things up, and that I had to fix. Alternative, please. For ebook, you mean, right, Laura? To view your ebook. That's what we use, Kindle previewer.
Yeah, we do. It should not have messed up your computer. That's really odd. So I would, and maybe it had something to do with capacity. I'm not sure how much capacity you had on your laptop. It was a really tiny one, just very basic laptop. Then maybe adding a lot of softwares. I mean, I'm not a computer technician, but I would, I'd check that out. Otherwise, what you can do is just go into your Kindle Direct Publishing account, and instead of looking at the print previewer, you can look at their Kindle previewer. And so in your ebook section, when you upload things similar to this, you would view it as a Kindle rather than a print book. So that's another way that you can view it.
Yeah, this is a good point, because when you're going to get your book formatted, you're going to receive possibly the ebook version and the paperback version. For the ebook version, you cannot open it without a software. And that's the question that Laura is asking. So what we use Kindle Previewer. If you just Google Kindle Previewer, and it's going to take you to a page where you can download a little software. And once it's installed on your computer, then you can open those ebook files without which you can't. So, and you also need to download the right version. So if you're using a PC, download the version for PC. If you're using a Mac, download the one for the Mac. And then you should be able to open the ebook file. Okay, all right. Let me keep going. And Catherine, I need to update some part of my manuscript. Should I focus on doing that right away? I think you've started the AMS campaign. If that's the case, and Catherine, I would let it run, because I don't want to, I don't want to offset whatever is going on in the background, and then I will have to start my auto campaign again. So I would wait before I'm going to update the manuscript. Okay, but that being said, so let's say if you're in a situation where you've uploaded your book, it's been published, and then you realize, and you are not, you're not doing any special promotion or any campaign or anything, and then you realize there are some mistakes in there. What's the best thing to do from there, CJ?
The best thing to do from there, if it's like mistakes where it has to do with editing, always hold on to the final manuscript that you gave to your formatter. That final manuscript is the one that you want to use if you ever need to go in and actually edit text. Okay. Then what you do is you fix the text, and you go to your formatter and you say, I've had a few revisions made within the book to fix. Maybe there was a spelling issue. Maybe someone pointed out a grammar error. If you're really upset about it, you want to fix it, take it to your formatter. Usually revisions are about $10, which means that, basically they're just taking that and reformatting it or adding the new manuscript. That works well if they're using a specific software. Otherwise, what you might need to do is contact them and say, can I give you a new manuscript, or is it better that you just insert these edits within what you already have? Because there is certain software where they can't upload the manuscript, then they have to reformat everything again, if that makes sense. So I would just contact your formatter first, explain the scenario, and they can tell you what to do from there. If it is just a formatting issue, I mean, again, they can format that very easily without needing your manuscript. They've already got the formatted material there. One important thing to ask them before you even start with them, do they keep files? Like, do they hold on to those files that they create, kind of the master files, on their computer for their clients in case revisions are necessary, so that they don't have to start all over again? You want to work with a formatter who does that. Any formatter worth their salt is going to make sure that they've got an exterior, some kind of jump drive, something where they're putting all of their clients' master files on there in case those folks need some revision later, which inevitably happens. You add books, you add information, you get a new social media account. Sometimes you just got to change information within there. So if you can make those quick changes and they have access to that file, they just need to, add the changes, compile everything again, and give it to you. That's where revisions can get really messy.
So once it's done, what do you do? Do you unpublish the existing one, upload it again, and then republish? So KDP is going to review it again.
Yeah, you don't need to unpublish it ever. You just don't. What you do need to do is just upload again and republish. That's all you got to do. So I guess it never stops being published, basically. That never stops. If you unpublish it, nobody can see it. You're losing sales. It's already been selling the way it is. So there's no reason to unpublish it. Just unless it's just like a horrible mistake, so noticeable that people have been saying, wow, this looks horrible, then unpublish it. But if you're just dealing with a few little things and you noticed it.
Can you go, so it's a bit different for paperback versus ebook, right? Ebook is just, it will just be updated digitally. But for paperback, that's going to be a little bit different. So Amazon will have to review all those things. And that means that all the future new paperback prints that they're going to do, it will have to reflect the editing that you've done. Can you go back to to your bookshelf and then show them where you actually do this?
Yeah. So you're saying that you want me to go in
bookshelf and then go to a paperback book that you have already published?
Okay. Well, I've already published this, so.
Yeah.
So it's currently. Okay. All righty. So this is the print version that's already published right now.
Yep. And you just click on that. And then follow the prompts.
And then you can just make the changes you want to make in here. You can upload a new one.
Yeah.
You could upload a new cover if that's what you want to do. Launch previewer so you can see what it looks like again, just to make sure. And then, approve and hit publish, and then they'll review it. And once they approve the changes, they'll update the information on your Amazon page. And that new version will then be sent out when people buy it. Okay.
Yeah. Okay. And I just want to also sometimes when you see all those things, those things that you haven't thought about and you are feeling a little bit overwhelmed, you're like, what are all those extra steps? Just pause a moment and breathe. In an ideal world, before you upload any manuscript, you should have done all those checking. So you shouldn't really need to do another upload, another set of formatting, editing, or whatever that needs to be changed. Before you upload anything, just go and check really thoroughly that everything's been properly formatted and edited before you publish. But if for some reason you publish something and it's not, there's some errors in there, it's not a big deal. We can just go back and upload a new freshly edited version. So don't panic. That's what I really want to say. I know that you might feel overwhelmed. I know that you might feel like there's a lot of moving parts and that it's not as easy as we might made you think it is, but it is really quite easy. But like everything, so last night with my daughter, she's 4, so she's trying to learn how to write numbers and letters, and she start trying to use, one of those books where you can just copy
Trace
the
it.
lines.
Yeah.
And then she tried once and she said to me, I can't. And I said, but how do you know that you cannot do this? And she's just like, oh God. And I said to her, you haven't even tried, like you tried once and you've decided you can't. So it's really important that you remember that when we're babies, for example, we don't ask, how can I try to walk? You don't ask this question. You just fall and then stand up, fall and stand up, and fall and stand up. And it's the same thing with this. So I know I'm going a little bit off track, but I know that you can do this. All of you can do this. When it's becoming too overwhelming and too many steps, just take one step at a time and then try to push it through. And if you have any issues, send us an email. KPI@blueskyamazon.com. That's what we're here for. Don't think 6 million steps ahead of time, just one step at a time, baby steps. And I know that you can do this.
Be kind to yourselves. This is a learning curve. First time you go through it, takes longer. You're learning things. Don't get hard on yourself. That just causes unnecessary discouragement. Okay.
Yeah. All right. So let's go back to the question. So Patty is asking, since we're creating a paperback regarding keywords for the description, should we use Publisher Rocket and search books, not ebooks?
It depends. With fantasy, your book description is going to be the same. As far as like ebooks and books goes, you're only interested in that really when it comes to Amazon ads. So you can use the same keywords for your ebook book description. It really should be the same. It needs to be the exact same book description that you have for ebook and paperback. Having that differ, it doesn't jive with Amazon. They don't like that much. So if you really want to target, people who are searching for books as opposed to ebooks, you do that with AMS ads. That's when you can use those specific keywords.
Yeah. Patty, I hope that answered the question. Kate, so I just published an ebook yesterday, but did not know about linking the paperback to the Kindle. I just thought you clicked paperback and started again when you do your paperback version. Yes, you do. You start with your ebook or you start with your paperback, and then you do the same for the other version. So if you started with the ebook, then you start again with paperback, and then you can link them together.
Yeah.
You want to show that maybe?
Yeah. Let me show you real quick. Now, and here's the thing, once you print or publish the ebook, it'll automatically pop up and say, you want to do the paperback? And you say yes. And then it automatically links the form that you're doing right away because it knows that you want to do the paperback for that. If you take a break and come back and you just click on paperback, you can link it. Okay. So what will happen is do I even have anything? Okay. Do you see this? So if you've, see this one, I've got a paperback ready, but I don't have the ebook. So you could click link existing Kindle ebook and it would link that one. Well, that's the one. Where's the other one that I was doing here? I'm like, that one. No, that's wrong. So it would link this one. So do you see that right here? Link existing paperback. I would click that and then it would do a little search and I'd be able to link that together. Okay. So don't panic if it's not linked together. You've got these buttons here that will allow you to do that. Okay.
And so what's the benefit of linking them together?
It should, well, any reviews you get on your ebook will automatically transfer over to your paperback and vice versa. And then they're all linked together as well as the entire series. As you do series of books, all those paperbacks will show up in a line together. And when you have your ebooks up, all of those ebooks that you have in the series will be together as well if you do have a series. But the biggest benefit really is that the reviews transfer. So it doesn't matter whether someone leaves a review on the paperback or the ebook, it counts for both pages and audiobook as well. So once you publish an audiobook with them, all of those reviews you've had roll over to audiobook on the Amazon page. So linking those together is really beneficial.
Cool. All right. So my Amy, My first book is in review with Amazon and will be live any day, but I'm not sure when is the best time to add categories. I have chosen 2 closed categories when I listed my book. Now, after researching, I have 10 different categories wanted to add. Should I email them now or wait until the book is live?
I think you need to wait till the book is live. They've got to be able to see it published on Amazon before you can actually do it.
Yeah, I think so. Do you recommend getting a ISBN? Can you get the free one and change it or add your own new ISBN later? So if you're just starting on Amazon, KDP, get their free one. I don't recommend going out and get another ISBN because why would you want to go? Maybe you have to pay for that. So why do you want to go and pay for that when you can get one for free? Later on, if you want to sell your books outside of Amazon, you can always buy ISBN and then add that ISBN on the book that you're selling outside of the Amazon's platform.
Right, because you cannot take like whatever ISBN you buy, you can't come in here and switch it. It's either or. Either once that ISBN is chosen, it's set in stone here. It does not change. So that would only apply for anything you publish print-wise outside of Amazon.
Oh, and Catherine just said that Canada provides them for free, a free ISBN for Canadians. Canadians are the best.
Lucky.
I know. I think I'm seriously considering a move.
It's time to move.
It's time to move. Let's all go to Canada.
Vancouver's nice.
Laura, my book was self-published 10 years ago. Can I use that ISBN number when filing in the paperback details? It depends who bought the ISBN number. Is it you or is it your publisher back then? Or if you say it's self-published, then you should be the one who bought that book, that ISBN. And if that's the case, then it's yours. You can use that. ISBN are connected with the entity under which you bought it. So if you bought your ISBN back then, Laura, Lauren, sorry, no, Laura, where is the question? Oh, Lauren, did you remove?
Sorry, I just typed in the answer. So it's under the answered section now.
Sorry, okay.
Sorry.
Lauren's fast, man. She's like, boom.
Copy it into the chat.
Okay, let me just try to remember. So, Laura, if you bought your ISBN back then under your individual name, then that you should be able to use the same ISBN. But if you bought under a company name, say, and that company no longer exists, I don't think you can use that ISBN. Yeah.
So, depending on the scenario, I would ask an expert, probably an intellectual property expert.
Or maybe the starting point is to go back to the ISBN agency that you bought the ISBN from, and then they might guide you. All right, so what if you have a ISBN for Amazon and then later you want to sell outside of Amazon? Do you get a new one and replace your Amazon ISBN, or do you have 2 ISBN? You have 2 ISBN. So Amazon one stay with the Amazon one, and then you have a separate ISBN that you might have to purchase for your books that you're selling outside of the Amazon platform. Wanda, thanks. I didn't know that. I got the Amazon one, but it sounds like I need a new one for bookstores when I go there. I'm in Canada, where I have always been able to get them at no cost. So on that, here you go. That's what I said. To my point, we all should move to Canada.
Yes, because then you could just get one and not worry about Amazon's freebie, because you get your own freebie and then you have control. So you can use that one everywhere, because it's not Amazon's, it's yours.
Is Megan, is 60 out of 100 the thickest paper Amazon use? 60 gram.
I have no idea, but if you Google Amazon's guidelines, they will tell you how thin / thick their paper is. And I know that white paper has a different thickness to cream paper. So, you know, pay attention to that. That's something that your formatter will definitely ask you when it comes to something your spine, because they need to know how thick the paper is. But I don't know the answer to that, actually. I do not have that memorized. Just Google Amazon guidelines for print.
Yeah, because
That's an excellent resource, by the way. Amazon guidelines for print. It'll tell you all sorts of stuff.
I'm just looking at the random paper I have here. That's a 80-gram one. So yeah. Ask Amazon. Megan. Laura, how do you publish ebook but keep it out of sight? For example, for products, I know how to suppress. How do you do that for ebooks? I basically want to publish so I can get URL to go back to format it to add link to request review, but have limited time to do this. So cover and description for the sake of upload would not be the okay. So
I'm not sure I understood the question.
I think the question is, so Laura, the question is, you cannot publish a book if it's out of sight. So yeah. When you're uploading your book, you always need to upload two things. You need to upload the manuscript and you need to upload the cover. But then you don't have to say publish. You can just upload and without publishing it, if that makes sense, Laura.
But is she talking about getting a review link to add to the book? Is that the question?
Possibly. So Laura, if that's the question, you can't get a review link until you publish the book.
Yeah. So publish your best version. And seriously, don't worry about the fact that it's published for a day without a review link. Nobody, I mean, unless you're pushing ads to that book, nobody's going to see it. It's very doubtful anyone would download it and buy it. You'll be okay if it's up there published, but just make sure you don't publish something that's not finished or ready, you know, just in case, because the minute that you need to add things, you just turn around, add it, upload it, and hit publish again. And within, you know, it says 72 hours, but what I find is that usually within, you know, 8 to 16 hours really is when it changes. So you're okay to do that.
Yeah. Okay. All right. So, and again, ISBN, depending on where you're based, you need to get the ISBN from the agency that's in your place of where you're based. So if you're based in Canada, you just Google ISBN agency Canada, and that should take you there. And then, apparently it's free for Canadians. So John, depends where you are, and it's not necessarily free. I know it's not free, for example, in the US, and it's not free for the UK. I don't think it's free for Australia. Yeah, so we just need to check for individual place. Okay, my paperback has color photos, but I don't want to print in color because of cost. Do I have to convert the color photos to black and white prior to uploading?
No, it will just print it in black and white. Any interior photos you have will only be printed in color if you choose color printing.
Yeah. Yeah, but you will be in color for your ebook.
Right. Yep.
Dennis, yes, so I answered that question. I think you can upload the cover from your Dropbox rather than from the computer. While the Dropbox is kind of on your computer, but yeah, you definitely can. Pricing for paperbacks relative to ebooks, so more expensive because you know, your KDP is actually printing it for you, so more expensive. So you need to do a bit of a cost profit analysis. You need to see how much it's going to cost for you. Are you doing an example, CJ?
Yeah, because I also want them to see that it will estimate what the print cost is. Oh, I probably need to go here in order to see that.
Good idea.
So, you can decide there are two factors I want you to consider. One is, what are other paperbacks in your genre selling for, depending on page count? Okay, so take a look at that because you want to be competitive. Also, how much are you going to pay? So let's say that we approved this right here. And I believe it was like $4.33. Last time I saw this, the reason why it's not showing it is because when we went in here, I didn't hit approve. I just exited. So if I were to launch this again, hit approve, then what would happen is it would figure out, it would calculate how much it's actually going to cost you to print one book with Amazon. And generally it's fairly cheap. I mean, this is an 80,000 word book, and with an 80,000 word book, it's actually, that was a really expensive one. Yeah, it was huge. This book was huge. It's only like $4.33, I believe, was how much it costs to print it. So, knowing that, and then knowing how much other people are charging for a specific book in that genre for that amount of pages, then you can decide, oh, $3.77. Okay, did you see that? It kind of popped up at the bottom. It was $3.77. And then it will also tell you the minimum of what you can charge based on shipping costs that they have to deal with, printing costs. They're trying to cover their butts. So they're saying you've got to price it at least $9.42. Otherwise, depending on where this gets shipped to, we're not going to be able to handle the shipping or the printing costs. So you gotta do that. So just based on page count for my book and romantic comedy, I knew that this was probably a good way to go. Expanded distribution. This is where you can make your book available to universities, to libraries, to other bookshelves, and also, it's going to be available in all of the other Amazon markets. So depending on the price that you put here, it will calculate, what that price is in other markets, and it will also give you the royalty rate that you get and what your royalties will amount to. Okay. The expanded distribution to universities, libraries, online retailers, bookshelves, all that jazz. It's only available in the US store and the UK store. They're not going to distribute it to libraries in other countries.
And it's not guaranteed. It's not because you tick that you're guaranteed to be distributed in libraries, and it's up to them. It's
right.
up the distributor to select your book or not.
Yeah.
Okay, John, you two do a terrific job. Thank you. Oh, well, thank you, John.
Wow.
I'm wondering if you guys could pick a topic that you could do over a couple of weeks and show us how to do the book from start to finish. It will be very helpful to see what you put on the actual page and in each chapter. Even if you just do 2 chapters, it will be very helpful to see what you could send a ghostwriter. I think we can do something like that, John. I think we can do that, like a full demo of what we do from when you just start thinking about the topic. And then, so because we've done quite a few sessions on choosing a profitable topic, so what we could do is we're going to decide on the topic, Sijan and I, and then we're just going to go ahead and create a book outline and basically show you what we would send to the ghostwriter and what it would look like. Yeah, I think that's good exercise.
Taking a look at the, just in case anybody's new, you do have in your KPI resources area an outline to work with. So if you're worried that you've got to create an outline from scratch and you're staring at a blank page and you feel completely overwhelmed, you actually have a template that's pretty helpful in step-by-step guiding you and letting you know what you need to put here, what you need to put here. And in all honesty, obviously we can do a little demo as to how to outline a chapter, but when you take this to, when you outsource this to an outliner, they really only need to know the topic and, who the audience is, what the focus of the book is, and they can do that for you. So you could, so you could outsource that if you wanted to, if you don't want to do that. But yeah, we can definitely show you how to outline your own chapter.
I think it's just John, it's every single book is going to be a bit different. So what we write in the outline is going to be different depending on the topic. And then we're going to send that, basically the template that you have in the resources section, we're going to fill out that template and we're sending that template to the ghostwriter, and the ghostwriter will just start writing on that book. So the key is really that first step, finding a profitable topic. And I think we covered quite a few times on this topic. All right, so John, Affinity is cheaper than any of the Adobe Suite products, lifetime for $35, and you have access to all the updates. So, so I'm assuming that you're referring to InDesign and Photoshop and all those all the Adobe products. So, for those who are a little bit maybe interested in doing things themselves, yourselves, sorry, you can check out Affinity.
Just know that Affinity, I have been told by a previous student, is tech heavy. You need to understand technology. It's for advanced folks. So just know that from what they, so if you have some background in design, and if you have some background with working that type of technology, then you would not want to be a beginner starting that, is what I understand, unless you want to take the time to learn tutorials and learn how to do it from the ground up. So that was just to let you know. But yeah, I heard it's a great program.
Which takes me to another point that I want to make. There's a lot of different skills in this business, and you cannot be good at everything, and you shouldn't be spending time on everything. Things that you're not comfortable with doing, or the things that you're not good at doing, or it would take you a long time to do, I would outsource those things and really focus on the foundation of this business, which is coming up with book ideas and check the profitability of the books, and then get them produced by other people. So I don't do my own cover. I don't do my own, I obviously don't write my own books, and I just, those are not my areas of expertise, and I'm going to outsource that for people who are real experts and who can do that much, much faster than I can. Just also be aware of procrastination, because when you are looking at those tools, you are kind of, I don't know, maybe you're not, but I am certainly. So when I see a new tool, I'm going to look into that. I'm going to, play with it. And then suddenly 2 days later, I have done nothing for my business, but I've spent a lot of time playing with the tool. So
feeling overwhelmed as you try to learn it. And then you realize, I don't want to do this all the time.
Yeah.
And then you get discouraged, and then you get bored, and then it feels like a chore. And then we never see you again. We never see you again on the weekly calls, because suddenly you don't want to do this anymore. And we're not okay with that. So
no, we're not okay, because we know that you can do this. Okay. Does KDP insist that you launch the preview in order to save and continue? No, and Catherine, you don't have to. To create the paperback cover, you can download templates for the cover layout from KDP. You put in the page number and they calculate the spine for you. They are PDF and PNG, I think. So you can use it in the background in Photoshop or other cover design software. So thanks, Alan. I think that's a answer for Beth's question. So there's a template apparently that you can download. See, this is typically a good example. I would either use the book cover creator, or I will use a separate software, better, I use a cover designer. I don't want to spend my time doing this because it's not a good use of my time.
Yeah. So unless you know it really well and you can get it done really fast, just outsource it so you can get moving. I wanted to qualify something and Catherine's question. You don't need to launch the Kindle previewer in order to move on. You do need to launch paper book previewer, because you have to, was that Anne Catherine's question or someone else's?
Yeah, it
Sorry.
was. I think it was
Okay.
Catherine, but I thought
You
that's
do-
what I said. No,
Yeah, you do. I can't remember. I thought you said we didn't have to,
for
for
ebook.
all of it. Yeah, for ebook. Yeah,
ebook.
you have to approve it for paperback. So just know that.
Okay. Sorry, where am I? Jason, if you use a KDP cover creator, can you take the created cover and use it outside of KDP?
No, nope. That just stays, the paperback just stays there. You can't download. I've tried to download that image before, but it's, I think because it fluctuates and it can move and adjust to, based on your page count. And I think that's another reason, it's a free tool, so they're not about to let you download the image since it is free. So you just get to utilize it and see it on your book, basically.
Sandra is asking, do you have a tutorial on getting page numbers to page correctly and be on the correct side based on which side of the page it is?
That is formatting. That is, and that is a nightmare in Word. So I don't touch that. I use software that automatically does that for my books because and I still am a book formatter, but I use the easy stuff. I use the stuff that's automated. I use the stuff that as an indie author makes it very easy for me to do. And then if I don't have time to do the multiple books that I want to do when it comes to book formatting, then I just hand it to a family member who knows how to use it and use the software, and they just do it for me real quick. So the answer to that is no, I don't have any tutorials on formatting page numbers.
If you're outsourcing that to a formatter rather than doing it yourself, which is what we recommend, they should know those things.
They will know.
You shouldn't be the one who's telling them where to put what. They should know all those things. Otherwise, it's not a good formatter. Yeah. So which take us to John's question. I have not found formatters in the material. I'm assuming you're talking about the resources. Who are the recommendations? So we have in-house formatters, but I would go on Upwork and just look for formatters. You can Upwork, even Fiverr, you can find some good ones. Just type in Kindle, ebook, and paperback formatter and see what comes up. They need to they need to have a good understanding of the KDP requirements for each format. And this is their job. It shouldn't be you doing this or teaching them. Mm-hmm. Who would write your copyright page for you? Copyright page.
We've got a template in the KPI resources, Kindle ebook template. And in it, you've got a copyright page that you can, you could hand that ebook template over to your formatter and say, it needs to look like this for the ebook and even the paperback. That's the template you could follow as well. It's got, a table of contents guide, and also what needs to be in the copyright page.
Okay, I see in your example, there's not the normal spacing between lines and paragraphs. Is this normal? And is there a layout protocol?
There's really not a layout protocol. If you want to double space it, you can. If you want spacing 1.5, you can. If you want, 0.10 font or 0.11 font, that's pretty standard. That's what the standard is for printing. And then there are standard fonts that you can use. So you will see it varies just a little bit. So yeah, it honestly just depends on you. If you want the spacing to be just a little bit more, then tell your formatter.
Steph, is it acceptable to have hyphenated words spanning lines or pages? I just noticed the hyphenated words spanning pages on the preview and thought it probably was because it is in block format, but hyphenated seems strange.
I have noticed that sometimes you will see hyphenated stuff in the print previewer that was not there in the formatted book. And I'm assuming that's just what I've always assumed, because it's never shown up in print in my books, is that that's just Amazon, I don't know, doing something weird and wonky, because I've never had anything hyphenated like that in my book. You do want it justified all the way so that it's spread across, but when your formatter does it, make sure that they don't hyphenate anything. You don't necessarily need that. It should all, spread out evenly the way it should. That should be an automatic.
Okay. Laura, yes, ebook. So I think you're talking about you don't need to launch the previewer for ebooks, but you do for paperback to finish and publish the book.
Right.
Yeah, I think that's what it was referring to. Kate, I tried to publish a paperback yesterday. Amazon contacted me and said I need to update the ISBN in your manuscripts so that it matches the ISBN you entered during the set. See example on PDF page 4.
Oh, those stinkers. Sometimes they're fine with you having, and we just talked about hyphens. Sometimes they're fine with you having a hyphen in, the way that ISBNs are hyphenated, like there's 3 numbers and then, 7 numbers. And then, so sometimes when you put that in the copyright page, if you don't have the hyphens in the ISBN, they get snippy. And then sometimes if you do have it, they get snippy. So it's a ridiculous, stupid technicality. I would just go check and see, does it have hyphens? If it does, take it out. If they don't have hyphens, go to your formatter and say, hey, would you include the hyphens, because Amazon is being a pain in the butt today. And that's, and I'm sure your formatter, that's such an easy fix. I doubt that whoever it is would charge anything. So.
Okay, Beth, it's better to find an indie formatter on sites like Upwork or Fiverr, or to go to a group like Urban Writers and just request someone who's a formatter with them. You can do both. I found really great formatters on Upwork personally. I wonder if you use agency, if you could be a little bit more expensive, but that's I don't know how expensive, I don't know the price, but you can investigate both. So I don't have it's up to you. Sandra, have you ever had an issue with what Amazon suggests the price should be for your paperback book? When I set mine up, it was about 300 pages, 6x9, and they suggested it should set for no less than $29.95. As a new writer with no following, there's no way it will sell at that price. Why would they insist on such a high price? Because
they insisted $29.95. Wait, for a paperback or a hardback?
Paperback. 300 pages, 6x9. Is there any pictures in there, Sandra? Because that seems to be a lot.
That's a crazy amount. That doesn't, and that showed up in the minimum, in the minimum requirements.
That's what she said. They suggested you should sell for no less than $29.95. If that's the case, it depends a bit on your book, Sandra. But if your book have pictures, that's going to cost more.
And if it's colored,
it's going to cost more. If Amazon says that the minimum needs to be $29.95, you don't have a choice. You have to sell above that price because Amazon is covering their own ass. They want to make generate profit themselves. So
I would call them though, because that's really high. Like that is surprising to me. So I mean, I've published books that are like 420 pages, and I've never had pricing like that before. They didn't have any images, but I've never had pricing like that before. Seems like a glitch, but I would just call them, check that out.
Louise, how do you publish a different cover for a different country to sell on Amazon?
You would have to create an entirely new product. So if you so let's are we talking a different
I think
it would have to be an entirely different product if you want, because you can't just randomly mix and match covers in one ebook account or one form. they don't give you the opportunity or the ability to mix and match what you want to do, because everything is within KDP, and then it's just, you know, published everywhere. So the only place you have control as to what the cover looks like is in KDP, and they only allow you one place to do that. So you would have to create a new product, but it would have to be a little bit different from, you know, the first one. Is this for like a translated book?
I don't know, Louise, or maybe you're referring to maybe a low content book, so the same low content, but with a different cover? I'm not sure, Louise.
Either way, though, if you want to use a different cover, yeah, your only option, like if you're trying to give people, and maybe if it is low content, then maybe what you're doing is you're saying, hey, here's a low content book, here's a diary, you've got 5 different cover design choices, you know, that would be a products side. That's not print on demand side. If you are actually trying to sell products that have different colors and shapes and sizes, even books, then you actually have to do like is that the AX10 program, the physical product side of things?
So the Amazon FBA. Now,
FBA.
I think, but then they cannot do print on demand.
No, you can't. Not you.
So,
you have 0 options over here of, you know, different designs and colors for just one book.
so
the only time you can do that is if it's a translation.
could she upload as a new paperback book with the same manuscript but the different cover, and only sell that on the UK or on the you know, on a different Amazon marketplace?
I would call Amazon and ask, because if it's the same content, if it has not been translated into a different language, it may be considered the same product, which means you're getting 2 different ISBNs for essentially the same book. So you might run into issues there. So I would definitely talk to someone on Amazon about those particulars, because I'm not sure what they allow in regards to that.
Okay, Kate, please explain what you do when you have published, but you have to put the review link in afterwards. Slowly, please. Okay, Kate. Step number 1, you publish your book. Okay. Once it's becoming live, you're going to be able to have the review link. So not the URL to your book, but you're going to be able to have a URL for the review. Can you just show an example?
Yeah, let's do it. So this is, okay, so this is live. Let's just go view on Amazon. I'll just click this real quick.
Yep.
So let's say I published my book, hooray. Instead of using this link, you want to use the link that takes them immediately to the review page. So you'll scroll down here past all of these crazy people and all of this stuff. Wait, where is it? Aha. And then you'll click on write a customer. Why did that do that? No, there we go. Write a customer review. This is the link that you want. You don't want to take them to the book page, because then they got to scroll down and people are lazy. Nobody wants to do that. So you'll grab this link right here. Okay. And I would love to tell you that you're capable of creating a universal link where all you got to do is copy that and somehow it will take people to their own Amazon store. I'm not sure that it does, though, like their own Amazon country store. Do you know, Virginie? If I put this in
here, there's a training in the video that shows you how to put the link for their specific marketplace. I don't think you can do like a universal one. I don't know.
Okay. So far, what I've had to do is I've had to go to every single Amazon store and go to my book within every single Amazon store and go and copy and paste that particular store's review link. And then at the end of my book, what I would say is, thank you so much for reading this book. If you enjoyed it, please put that in there. Don't say, tell me what you think, because inevitably you're inviting trolls. So just say, if you enjoyed this book, I would love I would be grateful for a review. I would love a review, whatever you want to say. And then you can like put the links below. And what I did is I just put US, UK, Canada. Like I actually put separate links in there so that people from whichever store they shop from could go to that particular store, the particular Amazon country store, and then just leave me a review there. I didn't want them to have to be directed to the US if that was not what they were from. And then they'd have to go and try to find their country stores, you know, review place. It's just too many steps. People are lazy. So, you know, make it easy for them. Go the extra mile if you really want those reviews. Anyway, back to what we were doing before.
Okay, so a step back. Who asked you the question? Kate. So step 1, you publish your book. Step 2, you go grab that URL. Step 3, you go back to your manuscript at the end, add that paragraph. Thank you so much for reading my book. I'm not 100% sure if you can say, if you enjoyed it, then I'll be really grateful for review, because it's a little bit leading for a positive review. Oh, well, CJ said that's what she does. I don't know. I'm just a little bit, I don't know. But anyway, so it's not as strict as for the FBA product side of things. So yeah, so maybe a little bit of room for, you know.
Yeah, because you're not offering them money. You're not offering them a giveaway. You're just saying, hey, if you liked it, consider leaving a review. You're not saying if you hated it, buzz off, you know? So you're okay.
Fair enough. I think there's a bit of interpretation
there.
So stop interrupting me, because I'm trying to go through the whole thing for Kate. So
okay, all right, go ahead.
Step number 1, publish your book. Step number 2, grab the URL, the review URL link. Step number 3, go back to your manuscript and put that paragraph, thank you, I'll be grateful for a review, and put the link in there. And then step number 4, go back to your bookshelf where you published the book, and then edit the, can you go there, please? Can you go there, please?
Yeah.
And upload the manuscript that has the review link in it again.
Yep. So so let's say we just got there, just go straight to edit paperback content and then upload your newest manuscript, your newest PDF with the review link in there, and then hit publish.
Yeah, and then you're good. Kate, I hope that was, you know, after 3 trials, we're getting there. So I think you got the steps. I hope.
A few comments from the peanut gallery. It's what I do.
Oh no. Okay. Beth, if you want to get another ISBN to sell through Barnes and Noble, for example, won't that make Amazon mad if you sign up for KDP Select? So KDP Select is only for ebooks. So you can sell your paperback through any other platforms that won't have any conflict with Amazon. Nyla, how do I access the questions and answer after this call? They are being asked and answered right now. Yeah, Nyla, I'm reading out all the questions and it's recorded, so you can watch the recording. Beth, sans serif or serif fonts better? I think it's really personal preference. What do you think, CJ?
Well, there are several fonts that you're not going to have any control over your ebook, obviously, because Amazon's like, here's 6 fonts, do what you want with it. And so it's in the control of the reader. But some fonts that I've seen very frequent is Baskerville, Palantino, Crimson Text. Those 3 are in there. I wouldn't get crazy with the fonts, and then I would refer to your formatter and what they suggest.
Yeah. All right, Michelle. Yeah, you need to learn the outsourcing. I outsource everything. I even outsource to my husband. He's very good. He's very good at taking instructions. So outsource. Where do I find ghostwriters? So in the resource section, there's some recommendations of agencies. And if you want to look for freelancers, ghostwriters, just go on Upwork. You can find a lot of them. Now, John, the list is still valid. It's just, even when you work with an agency, you have different caliber of ghostwriters. It's never going to be, remember, at the end of the day, you are the owner of that book. So you need to check the quality of the book. If you're working with an agency and you're not happy with their ghostwriter, you need to go back to them and you need to review the book, and you need to make sure that the book is top notch. You don't have to write it, but you need to review it. So we're still, I think all the resources that we recommend there are still valid. So I have a book about Malbec that is important to me. Oh, I love when you got me at Malbec, Wanda. So I have a book about Malbec that is important to me, that is published and doing well. Do I have to change my ISBN to go to other bookstores, or can I ask for the same number through Canada? Now, Wanda, if you want to sell your book outside of Amazon, just go Google ISBN Canada, and it will take you to that agency page where you can get your own ISBN number that you're going to add to your books that are selling outside of Amazon. We need to talk about Malbec. Karen, Virginia, do you end up checking out the interactive book option someone mentioned at last week's webinar, when you can potentially insert widgets and videos? Just curious, not that I'm up to this. It is on my list, but oh man, you don't want to see my list. It's not very high in priority. Yeah, but I will check that eventually.
Also Google it, and YouTube is fabulous for things like that as well. So if you're waiting on that type of information, do a Google search and see what's out there, see what's available, see what people are saying.
And Catherine, what is the best percentage to have my book available in the Look Inside feature? 10%, 20%?
I don't think you get a choice. Do you? I've never seen an option for choosing that. They choose it for you as far as how big the sample is, and they choose it based on how big your book is.
So be quite strategic there, I would say. For example, I don't ever put my free gift link in that first few pages, because they don't have to buy it, and then they can get the free gift. So no, yeah, be strategic there. The cover is everything when it comes to brand and getting sales. It is worth the money. Fiverr is awesome. I agree, Wanda. Do you recommend having our book in KDP expanded distribution?
Yes and no. I think here's the thing, and this is another tutorial entirely. You could just publish on Amazon your paperback and not do expanded distribution, and then head over to Ingram Spark and publish your book there, and they can take care of everything, and it's guaranteed, rather than they can distribute internationally. Their reach is far wider than Amazon's is. It'll get you into libraries and things like that, and you would need your own ISBN, obviously. But I have read several blog posts and talked to several different authors where, when they wanted to make sure that their paperback was going international, I guess you could say, and being sold everywhere, that they found it better to just have Amazon do those paperback copies to all of the Amazon stores, and then rely on Ingram Spark to distribute their paperback book. Plus, they get to do hardcover. I know that there is a beta testing thing going on for hardcover right now for Amazon, which would be great. It would be so nice, because currently you have to do a hardback cover with Ingram and then say, hey, publish this to Amazon. So it seems a little, you know, backwards there. Yeah, so that's one way that you could do it. If you would rather just not mess with that right now, then for now, just do expanded distribution. And then as you get more familiar with what you're doing, you can consider branching out. So.
Okay. It puts hyphens in for ebooks. Fix it. Try to backspace, but you still need a space between the words around it.
With an ebook, if you did not put the hyphens in there yourself, that's just the e-reader doing it. It's going to show up differently. You know, if people make it bigger, then that will change. You know, if they make it smaller, that's going to change. So just make sure that you didn't have hyphens in there to break up words, but that's not really anything you can control. It's going to look a little bit different depending on how big or small the font is, and that is a reader choice. So.
Kate, contact KDP support. They don't try to communicate with them by email. It's just it's really frustrating. Call them and ask what is exactly the problem with ISBN, because even if you didn't put your own ISBN in there and you're just getting the free one, then you shouldn't be having that issue. So call them and see what's going on with them. You can access their so you don't have a number. So what you do is you log into KDP support, go to contact us, and then just follow the prompts. And then you're going to reach a place where they're going to ask you if you want to email or if you want to phone, and then choose the phone's option.
If you have that KDP account, you could also come to help.
Yeah.
And then just, yeah.
Help, and then at the left bottom here, keep going down. Keep going down, scroll down, down here, contact us. And then you need to select topic and just follow the prompt. Try always speaking with someone, because email is just going to be too slow. Okay, Sandra said that also, so the $29.95, it was the minimum that Amazon requested, and there are only a few pictures at the beginning and of a couple of chapters, and that was all. Sandra, it really seems to be quite a lot. I would recommend you contact KDP and ask them what it's about and get an explanation. Hi, CJ mentioned you can have 11-point size font and you can change spacing, but we were told to use line height 1.5, font Georgia, font size 12 point, text left align. It's flexible. Yes, it is flexible. It's a bit
it's a recommendation. It's a guideline just to help you get started.
But it's not an Amazon guideline. It's a guideline that we have. That's just what we do, but you don't have to. It's flexible. Can you mix and match covers for a paperback, different covers and same content, just wanting to attract different personalities, local. So that's, Nyla, that's what we're saying. If the content, if the manuscript, it's exactly the same, I doubt that
considered as the same product.
Yeah, I doubt that it's gonna be that KDP will allow you to do that, Nyla, because it's the same book, but you're going to have two different ISBN, which
is a no-no.
No, yeah.
What you can't, I mean, the only way that this works is if it gets translated into a different language, then it's considered a different product, and then you can use a different cover for that.
Yeah, so Judy is asking me, moving forward, will the meeting be going to 2 hours? I noticed that we have been going late for the past few weeks. I just need to know for future planning. Now, so so it's always 1 hour, but we try to go and ask as many questions, answer as many questions as we can, Judy. You don't have to stay for the entire 2 hours or whatever the overtime that we're going over. It's just we get those questions, and it's a really great opportunity for us to answer some of the questions. We really respect your time, so don't feel like you have to stay for the entire time. Once we cover the main topic that we want to cover during the first hour, we always try to go a little bit over and see, if we can cover a lot of the questions that you might be having, and that's it. So yeah, it's the standard time is 1 hour, Judy. So I don't need a formatter. Okay. I think Kate, you need a formatter.
Yes, you need a formatter.
You need a formatter because the Word version is not in compliance with KDP requirements. So you need a formatter. It's
Trying to get it compliant is a nightmare. It's a nightmare. It is, I mean, you have to basically get a format books with Word thing and then go step by step through it. And even when you formatted it and you upload it, oh my word, it's just, and you have to do a different one so if you did one for ebook, then you got to make a new document in Word and do it for print. So then you have to have 2 different Word files and format 2 different things. It's a nightmare. Yeah. Get a book formatter.
All right. Can you download the current manuscript from KDP so you have the most recent, add a link and re-upload updated with review link, like download from Amazon to know if it's the correct one on Kindle now?
If you download the PDF, you can't edit it. You would have to convert it into Word, which would mess up the formatting. And then that's where you would edit it. So you need to go to your book formatter who should have those files and say, hey, please add this review link into the PDF and the ebook and give me new files. And then that's what they'll do.
Okay. Oh, hold on. I mean, Nicole is asking, can you download the EPUB and PDF file from your KDP account so you have the exact one selling now, and then just add the review link, then upload back?
First of all, I don't know that they give you that option. Sometimes they don't, as far as downloading it. So can you download it? I think sometimes you can, depending on which file you've uploaded. Sometimes you can't. Are you meaning you just want to look at it to see what's in it and then go to your formatter? Because of course you can do that. I'm just not sure, because there have been times when I've wanted to download a file just to work with it, just to see it, and they haven't given me that option. So it will depend.
I think it's best, Nicole, will be if you, in your own filing, put EPUB, the book name, EPUB version uploaded on under the date. So this way you kind of track yourself. And Catherine, work with CJ. That's the best, I think. I think that, yeah, we might need to dive into your books since you're part of the, our KX10 program. Work with CJ directly. Yeah, that's probably the easiest. Nyla, so just to be clear, all right, so we're going back to how to add the review link into the book. So number 1, publish the book. Yes. Number 2, copy and paste URL address, not any URL address, the review URL address. Number 3, create my thank you paragraph with the review link. Yes. And number 4, go back to your KDP account, go to bookshelf, edit paperback content with that, click on that 3 little ellipses, so the 3 little button, and include and re-upload your manuscript. So Nyla, that's exactly right. Just make sure that you copy the review URL address, not the book URL address. Okay, is it better to open your KDP account as a publishing company and then have various pen name for various niches, or as an individual under your real name? So there's so you can, regardless if you open your KDP account under a company name or under an individual name, you can have at least 3 pen names. So that's not an issue. If you, then it's more like a tax question. You can open your KDP account under your individual name, or you can open under a publishing company name but it's up to you. This is a question for you and your accountant. But regardless of which one you open under, you can have multiple pen name within the same account. Sandra, I had so many problems with Amazon that I simply removed the print option altogether. Even the ebook version is basically invisible based on all the problems that occurred with trying to deal with them. I want to try to actually resolve each of the issue and emailing with them with a, where are you? With a study in frustration. Sandra, I don't know if they will care.
Yeah.
You can, I mean, as a venting exercise, that might be, that you might feel good if you do that, but I just think that they probably won't care. And if you want to get the problems solved, the best way will be to contact them and call them and get them to go into your account and see what's happening. Oh, thanks, and Catherine. We're all grateful that you all stay longer for us. That's our pleasure. As I said many times, we really care about you, and we know that you can do this. So just take one step at a time. Yeah, there's always a recording. EPUB. Yeah. Okay, Nicole got it. I think we're about to go. You can hear all the beeping in the background. It's because someone is going to need this Zoom room now. So we're going to be kicked out very soon. So thank you guys. Thank you everyone. I think we covered most of the questions, but if you have more questions, send like Amazon related questions, KDP related questions, send us an email at kpi@blueskyamazon.com. We're answering to all the questions. If you have a more questions about your program or the sign up and the sign-ins, logins, send an email to customer support@knowledgesource.com.au. We don't know this side of things, but if you have any questions about KDP, that's where we'll be, and we will answer to all of your questions. So thank you so much, everyone. Thanks, CJ, for being here with me. Thanks, Lauren, for answering to all those questions and give the writing answer. And as always, we
like you. We like you guys.
And we believe in you. So you can do this. Just baby steps. Don't anticipate too much ahead. You can do this. Just baby steps. And we're here for you. And we believe in you. And you can do this. And it's Thursday for me, so it's almost Friday. So I'm like, yeah. Enjoy the rest of your day, and we'll see you all soon next week. Bye for now.
Bye, guys.